Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about what we do at Sprout, what Freedom is, how Freedom Print Lab integrates with Sprout, what all that means for you, and then of course answer questions and have some good chats and some good giveaways at the end. I know Nicole is like literally just here to be like, I always want to give away free stuff to people. This is amazing. So Nicole's here for that, and she's going to help us run through that. So. I know we've kind of already chatted in the discussion here, but I'd love just if you guys have a second, there's a handful of us, 60 of us here in this live call. Let us know in the chat right now. Kev, I like free stuff. Rashad's got the thing there. Tara, amazing. If you have been a Sprout subscriber, if you're currently using Sprout in your business, let us know in the chat how long you've been using Sprout for in your business. Or if you're just getting started and you're maybe in a trial or you met us at WPPI and you're just getting started, leave that also in the chat and let us know how long you've been using Sprout for in your trial and maybe what you have found or discovered that you are most excited about. I'm just going to mute everyone here. There we go. Maybe Emily, if you don't mind, or if someone can just keep your sort of mouse cursor hovering on that mute all button here.
I absolutely can. I
You're
was just
good.
worried that it was going to mute you, and that
Oh yeah, yeah. You're
that was
good.
my biggest
Like you
concern.
have all the power. You can mute me, Emily. Like that
I
is like, come
mean,
on. It's
look,
you should be stoked about that.
I'm
Okay.
drunk with power, guys. I
Yeah,
really
drunk with power. Terry found you at WPPI 2025. Who else was at WPPI 2025 like 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, man.
Ben Nicole, 2 weeks ago. Does it not feel like it was like forever ago? I don't know about you guys, but like what a blur, yes?
I'm not
Oh,
recovered yet.
I'm not
yeah,
recovered
same.
yet.
It's fantastic time though. Oh
That's
my goodness.
amazing.
Such a
So
great
good.
show. Oh, we got some
Okay.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rashad, amazing. Eric's been with us for 5 years. Amazing, amazing. So cool. So fun. All right, cool. Let's get into this then. Let's talk a little bit about what Freedom is, what Freedom Print Lab is, and sort of why we decided to do this integration. As you know, one of the things that has always been such a core part of who we are at Sprout is that we want to be this like ecosystem, this operating system, this one place that you as a photographer can go to run your entire business. When I started the company 11 years ago, I was explaining this yesterday to another group of users where, I was using one system for contracts, a different system for galleries, a different system for invoicing, a different system for proofing. It was just this like mess and this like hodgepodge of like sort of disconnected, disjointed, and inconsistent experiences, both for me as a photographer, but also for my clients. And when I had this idea to say, hey, let's bring all these things together in one place, that was the sort of the birth, the sort of seed, if you will, of Sprout Studio, and it's evolved over the last 10 years to what it is today. And when we joined under the Freedom family of brands and under this umbrella, one of the things that they brought to the table is like, well, what about print labs? What about albums? What about the actual ability to like physically have a photographer's work show up in the real world for their clients in their homes on their walls? And so it was a perfect partnership. It was a perfect marriage of another company, Freedom, that has the same vision, that has the exact same hope and dream and desires for our industry to continue to evolve Sprout to be this thing that is one operating system for you to use in your business to run your business. So it was a natural extension of what we were already doing in Sprout. And so as you can see here, it sort of like evolves from, you as a photographer, the experience that you get to give your clients all the way from building a contact form on your website to then embedding it to then doing all your bookings and your invoicing and your galleries and your digital delivery to now having physical delivery incorporated also into your entire experience. So that was why it was just like a natural evolution for what we offered and sort of what was next. And there's lots more to come. Nicole was like, "Don't tell them what's to come," but there's lots more to come in terms of things that we're going to be doing. So,
I just saw
um,
Ashley's comment about like more products. I'm like, oh yes, it's all coming.
it's like this is gonna be like a fun dance here, Nicole, of like what does Brian say? What can Nicole comment on? What is Ben gonna show physically in front of the camera? It's gonna be a lot of fun. So as you guys have questions throughout this call today, obviously if you're watching the replay, you can't. So you can email them into support. But as you have questions, feel free to throw them in the chat. We've got a lot of folks here on the team that are kind of helping run the chat, and we'll be happy to answer questions, or they'll just use that mute button that Emily has to mute me if I start saying things that I shouldn't be saying in the call. So feel free to throw in your comments there in the chat. But before we sort of go into that and I start walking through, Sprout and Freedom Print Lab and the price list changes and all of that, maybe I'll just kind of pass the microphone over to Ben, who we have here from the Freedom Print Lab side. Just talk a little bit, Ben, about like what is, and we're going to talk a lot more about it later, but just talk a little bit like what are photographers excited about when it comes to FPL?
Yeah, man. Hey, before we do that, can you give me like a really solid introduction? Like I'm just like wanting like the perfect introduction of like who I am through Brian's eyes.
Yes, totally.
Like, I'm
So, um, uh, coming directly, are you still in Ohio? Are you still in Ohio?
for
Coming
now.
from Ohio, we have. No, I'm not good. I don't have anything quick off the
All
top of my
right, all
head.
right.
It's been too much of a morning, Ben. Don't put me on the spot like
I just throw you on the
that.
spot there.
Yeah.
Oh goodness. Well, y'all, what's up? I am one of the people that help run Freedom Print Lab. We have an amazing team. And so you may be asking, like, why Freedom Print Lab? Who are these people? One of the things I want to start with is we are built by photographers with like your success in mind. To this day, like I still shoot weddings. Actually, I'm delivering a wedding tomorrow to one of my couples, and they're going to get a ton of Freedom Print Lab product, which is fantastic. Another thing that is really important to us is just like cost of goods. Right? It's like I know we all work really hard in our business. We're grinding, we're serving our couples, and every dollar matters. And so we're about anywhere from like 5 to 10% less than most of our competitors. I know WHCC has been one of the labs built within Sprout. And so that is an amazing savings. All products are now lab auto fulfilled, which is amazing. So you don't have to go in and do manual orders anymore, which means you can sell more and you're really buying back some of your time now. One of my favorite parts is we do the free 2-day shipping on all orders over $20. Get out of here. Free shipping, free drop shipping. It's going to show up to your client's store, packaged perfectly for them to enjoy. Other little things that I really enjoy as a photographer myself is our marketing images. If you haven't checked out our marketing images, they're the best. Absolutely the best. I started automating even more emails within my own business because the marketing images are so pretty. Actually, the last wedding that I delivered, one of my clients, I sent them this email with some of our new marketing images, and they were like, "Oh my God, I need that frame. Like, how do I get that frame?" And I'm like, "Okay, it's working. Let's go." And so we want to continue to create marketing images. We have some like bright and airy, more moody, different looks and feels, some like very simple like white backdrop where you can take them and cut them out and drop them into your products. And then just simple pricing. I've been selling wall art for 15, 16 years, wall art and albums. And like me at the very beginning of my career, I felt very overwhelmed at times. It's like, man, how do I price these things? And how much is an extra spread? And how do I do X, Y, and Z to the point where like I almost gave up on printed artwork and albums. And so like we have a very simple pricing method that I'm going to walk you all through later. So those are just some of the few reasons. But the main one is you got to work with me and Brian. Like, come on now, get out of here.
And Alex, is Alex in the house? Come on, we got to
Yeah,
like
yeah,
bring
where's
him up on
Alex? I
camera,
get
at
Alex.
least just to say hello, because what a
Oh, he is
beautiful
here.
human. There we go.
Give
He's
you a little
waving.
princess wave.
Hello, hello.
Absolutely.
Yeah. One of the things that like I'm most excited and most like just impressed by, I spent a lot of time with Alex and Ben and the rest of the Freedom team down at WPPI and had a lot of really good conversations with photographers, with the community, with ambassadors, with educators, with teachers. And one of the things that I sort of came to realize was the print. I've been a photographer for 20 years, and the idea of a lab, the print industry, like the products that we use as photographers to serve our clients with, it sort of like hasn't really changed much in the last 20 years. Like I think about the sort of like options and the customer experience and the customer service and even just the ordering process that I went through 20 years ago as a photographer. It's like arguably before Freedom Print Lab came in, the same today as it was 20 years ago. And you think about how much has changed in the last 20 years, why is that still the same? So as I've come to learn more about what we do at Freedom Print Lab and what the products are, what the ordering process is like, the kind of customer service and experience that Ben and Alex and the team give to photographers, I'm like, wow, why didn't this happen sooner? Like, why? Of course, there's like, it's finally time now for, that industry to be improved, to be shaken up a little bit, and to sort of like come up to date with where we are today in business. So, yeah, and that was just like, I mean, not to mention the quality of the products and all that is like second to none. So, yeah, super excited about that as well. So, thanks, Ben, for the intro and for talking about it a little bit. And you're gonna hear more about Ben and the team later on as well. Well, you won't see Ben later on. Well, you see him on video, but not in the slide deck. Okay, let's go in here. If everyone can like get your typing fingers out, we're gonna have lots of opportunities. Especially, you need to like warm up your typing fingers because we have some giveaways later on, and some of them have to do with speed in terms of like how quickly you can reply to things. So like we can kind of like everyone just like stretch your typing fingers, get it ready, or your thumbs if you're on a phone. Let us know in the chat here who's like, if you're doing really well already with doing print sales in your business, whether it be through galleries, whether it be through in-person sales. Yeah, I know, Angela. I said the same thing to Ben. It's a Jasmine Star GIF. It's amazing. So
I
good.
typed in "show me the money" on Giphy, and that's what
Yeah,
popped up. I was
that's
literally
amazing.
shocked.
You're like, this is
Yeah.
amazing. What a
Amazing.
throwback. That's incredible. Um, so if you guys can, again, get those fingers ready, but like type in the chat here and let us know who's doing really well already with print sales. First of all, because maybe everyone else that is sort of like, I need some help, like flag those folks. These are all Sprout users that we have in this call right now. So like feel free to screenshot some names and reach out to them and see if they can give you some guidance or help, or those are folks that you can listen to. But would just love for us to see, yeah, or if you need help, Megan, I need help. If you're doing well, if you're killing it, let us know. So let's see here. Albums are my thing. Jamie's killing it. Print is my middle name, Adam. Ben, Ben Print Adams. I'm
Actually,
struggling.
real talk. I own a company called Artwork Collective, and my business partner is Bob. His children call me Ben Albums.
No
To
way.
this day, they do. I'm Ben
That's
Albums.
amazing. That's amazing. Definitely need help. Katie's been using simple sales system. Yeah, Jakivius, wall art's amazing. Heck yeah. I suck at print sales. Melissa needs help. Someone help Melissa. I focus on large wall art for Jen Gilbert. Amazing. So good, so good. Thank you guys for sharing. So again, feel free to continue to type in there. And if you're someone that needs help, or you're maybe afraid to type and say you need help, screenshot any of these folks here because there's obviously a ton of spreaders that are doing an amazing job with selling prints. So flag some of those names there. One of the things that we sort of want to pull up and talk about is like there's always, or there has historically been this like comparison between in-person sales and online galleries. And I sort of believe fundamentally, and Ben would love to get your thoughts on this as well, but I don't think that there needs to be this like one or the other. I think that there is a lot of value in having both and using galleries to supplement what you're already doing. If you're doing in-person sales and you're doing an amazing job, I saw a ton of comments on there. Jen Gilbert, just killing it with in-person sales and with doing like large wall art. That's amazing. That doesn't have to change. If you want to start integrating galleries and selling prints through your galleries, that can be the exact same. You can just now supplement it and think about all the extra revenue that you could be adding to your business, to your bottom line by still doing those things that you're doing for in-person sales or however you're currently selling prints, but now add that component to your galleries and also sell those things through galleries. Ben, what are your thoughts on that? Because I know you've got Artwork Collective, you do in-person sales, you do it for photographers. Maybe just talk a little bit about how that can be supplemented or complemented rather with online gallery sales.
No, absolutely. So the way I've always viewed it, and I've done it in my business, I do in-person sales, which actually it's not even in person anymore. I do over Zoom. A lot of my
Mm,
clients don't live locally to me. So in-person Zoom, I'm face to face with my clients. For me, what I've always done, it's like albums and larger scale wall art I'm selling in person. Well, as galleries, I still want my couples to buy like smaller loose leaf prints and like again, some like smaller pieces of wall art, but like more importantly, like I've always used the galleries to sell to like my couples, families, and friends. One tactic, and I should start doing this again, but one tactic that I started doing, or I did like probably 7, 8 years ago, was I printed business cards for every wedding that I photographed, and I would pre-make the gallery, and I would put the link in there, and I would drop it at all the tables, or even as like I hung out with people and got to know people at the wedding, and like it like doubled my wall art sales in 1 year through my gallery. And so there's just like a lot of ways you can utilize it and be creative. And again, now with the Sprout Freedom Print Lab integration, everything's just like in one spot to give you the most profit and to make this easy for y'all.
I love that. Ben, do you remember back in the day when we used to do like same day slideshows at weddings?
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
100%.
So, dude, I loved doing those. I did those for like, gosh, the first 12 years of my business, where I would like drag around this like massive 27-inch iMac and like edit the photos like during dinner time and then have it in the corner of the room. And what I used to do is I would go to this is like horrible now to say, but well, not really. I used to go to Costco and print off like a stack of 100 4x6 prints with the couple's engagement photo at the top and then a link to what their gallery would be or where their gallery would live at the bottom. And I would put that stack right in front of the same day slideshow. And then when folks would, guests or family, whatever, would go to that link, now what we have in Sprout is called a placeholder gallery, which is where you can basically have a gallery that has no images in it and requires guests to sign up with their email address so that when you have the gallery ready, you press publish, you can email all those guests and say, hey, gallery's live, go ahead and buy your prints now, view the images. I used to do that and like guests loved that. I got so many views to my galleries. Whereas otherwise, if you're just depending on like, dear client, here's your gallery, feel free to share it, it's usually not going to go as well as it could if you sort of like did some more guerrilla marketing style approaches.
Yeah, and as much as like obviously you wanted to sell prints to all these people, you're also like just marketing your brand and your
Oh gosh,
business.
yeah,
Like the amount of people that had their eyes on those images were probably incredible.
totally.
Yeah, dual-edged
Totally.
sword there. Let's go, baby.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. Okay, let's talk a little bit about price lists and Freedom Print Lab in Sprout and what that looks like and how all that works. If you are currently using Sprout and have already transitioned one of your price lists to Freedom Print Lab, or if you have added a price list and used the Freedom Print Lab integration, raise your hand in the chat or let us know and let us know what you think so far because I'd love to see. I know we were looking at some stats earlier this morning and there's like a ton of photographers that are using Sprout that already went through that migration process and moved their price lists over to Freedom Print Lab. If you've done it, let us know. If you haven't, let us know. And I'm going to show you how to do it right now. And that way you can do it when we're done this call. So let us know. Jen did it. Nathan hasn't done it. Kev's done it. Amazing.
go.
Ashlyn. Yes. Melissa. Amazing. Haven't used it yet. Please let us know. Okay. Amazing. Yes. 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 Okay. Cool. Just starting. Jeff. Yeah, Terry, it was way easier than doing the White House custom color price list. Yes, absolutely. I mean, and again, that's the thing I was saying earlier is like finally there's like an easier way, there's a better way to do these things. So that's amazing. Eric's done it, did it, amazing.
And
Ashley,
Vic,
love it,
Vic
easy.
is in the house. What's up, Vic?
Yeah, he is.
Here.
There we go. Okay, so if you currently have a price list in Sprout that is, and maybe Nicole, you can, if I'm saying this wrong, feel free to correct me. If you have a price list that is a White House custom color price list, you should see a pop-up like the pop-up that you're seeing on the screen right now, and it will sort of like guide you through migrating to the Freedom Print Lab price list. Am I correct in saying that, Nicole?
Yes, that is
Okay.
correct. It will give you the opportunity to convert your White House fulfilled prints, your loose prints, to Freedom Print Lab. But what this slide is saying is go back into your price list and add the other products that
Yes.
currently White House does not fulfill. So yes, that is correct. And it will have a pop-up that says confirm your address and it will take you through the steps.
Amazing. Yes, if you haven't done that, definitely hop in and do that. Maybe I'm going to sort of like just take the wheel here, unless Nicole is like, don't do it. I'm gonna actually show the price list and how to actually walk through doing this right now for anyone. Is anyone watching right now? Do you want me to actually show you how to go ahead and add these things from Freedom Print Lab? Yes. Okay, good. All right. I'm seeing a resounding yes. Let's do it. So can you guys see Sprout right now for me? I just want to make sure you can see what I'm seeing.
Yeah, perfect.
Yes, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to go into setup down here. I already have one, as you can see here, set up. I'm just going to actually open it up. You can open up any price list that you have. You can create a new one, however you want to do it. You can open it up. This is what the price list looks like now. And if you click this little lab fulfillment button at the top, if you haven't already converted to Freedom Print Lab, then you won't see this selected. Mine's already selected. But what you could do is just click this little button right here. Whether you need the Canadian price list or the US dollar price list, you choose whichever one that you want there. And then as soon as you do that, if you go over to pricing and then you click add print, you're going to see this little button here that says add new lab print. So when you click that, we now have this beautiful pop-up that will come up. This is going to show you all of the products that are automatically integrated into your price list. Will have automatic fulfillment in your price list, which for Sprout users who have been using Sprout for a while, you're like, oh my gosh, finally more than just like one type of print. Yes, finally more than one type of print. You can have your canvas wraps, your framed prints, your float galleries, like anything that you want to have integrated. All of these options here are available for automatic fulfillment. And I say this because it's sort of the way that I do my print sales, you can have it where it's not automatically fulfilled and you have to sort of like have that little middleman step that you give the approval and then it goes and fulfills. So you don't have to have it automatically fulfilled, but you literally click the button, you click add. Now you're going to go through here and check off what sizes that you want to offer. And so if I don't want to offer, 7x5 or a square print or whatever, I do that. I press done. You can also change your markup up here as well. So if you don't know what you want to be charging for all of these, you can just click that and say, I want to do 200% markup or 300 or custom or whatever. You go set markup, update all prices, and then you go done, and then boom, that's it. So you can see like how easy it is. It added the metal prints here. It's got the marketing images that Ben was talking about earlier in terms of like how beautiful these things are presented. If I go in here as well, not only is it done that way with like beautiful marketing images, but all the details, the descriptions, like the marketing language for your prints is also all pre-added in here. So it's a big opportunity for you to be able to integrate these things without having to do much lifting, without having to do much thinking about how these things are presented. I'm going to go done editing, and that's literally it. You can do that. You can add whatever prints you want to be offering from Freedom Print Lab in this little pop-up right here. Add those, do your tweaks, do your adjustments, turn the things on and off that you want to have or don't want to have, and you're off to the races. And that's everything that we go. I see.
Brian?
To note too,
Oh, yes.
Brian,
Sorry, go on, Nicole.
what you see right here are the products that you've not added yet to your price list. So as you
Right.
add acrylic float frame, that will then come off of this pop-up, which is really cool to know what you're not offering.
Amazing. Was there someone else that said something?
Yeah, I was
Yes.
just letting you know that Jen Gilbert has a question.
Oh, yeah. Jen, what's up?
Hey, so the way I do things if I'm sending out a gallery is that they just get the soft proof, right? So it's just color corrected. I haven't fully edited the image.
Yep.
So if I want to get something from Freedom, I still need to, they pick the image, I need to edit it. So like, is this going to work for me or
Totally. Yep.
like,
100%.
can I just replace the image that
Yep.
they've ordered?
That's exactly right. Yeah. So that's exactly how I do it too, Jen. That's how I've always done it. And it's actually, to be honest, one of the core reasons that for a long time, I resisted wanting to have lab integration in Sprout. The team has done an incredible job because now they've allowed for both ways. Like one, if you want to have it automatically fulfilled, you can just have it, the client orders it, it goes to the lab, it drop ships to them. You don't have to be involved at all. If that's your way of doing business, if that's how you want to do it, that works, that's great. The
Right.
other way, which is the way that I would do it, and it sounds like, Jen, the way that you would do it, is you can have it where it doesn't automatically send to the lab. It kind of lets you know as the photographer, it flags it for you. You can hop in, you can look at the crop, you can retouch the image, you can re-upload that retouched file. And then when you're done with it and you've reviewed it and you've seen it, you press, go send to lab, and then it goes and sends it to the lab, does the drop shipping, does all that stuff, but you have the ability to get involved in the meantime.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Are there any other questions about this before I, perhaps jump into the next thing here? This is where like Alex and Ben are like, let's go. We got questions about Freedom Print Lab. It's like lots of stuff. But you can see, I guess, just to be clear, like from an integration standpoint, it is truly the most integrated way that you could have. And we're going to talk more about that later on, but like it's the same, we're the same company. It's the same support team. It's the same team. And so we're able to offer an unparalleled level of integration with our own lab because it's our own lab. And then also like we have all access to the back end of things and at the lab, where are things at, have they shipped, like all of those kinds of things are the most integrated that it possibly could be because it's our lab. So it's a really, really good, thorough integration, much more in depth and useful and valuable than any sort of third party integration ever could be for us.
And the other benefit too of this partnership, Alex and I do free strategy calls as well.
Mhm.
So if you ever want to hop on a call with Alex and I and strategize, I'm like, hey Ben, how do I get from X to Z here? How do I start this process? Or even if you want to go super high level, and it's like, Ben, I've done this for 10 years, but like, how do I even improve a little bit more to hit revenue goals? So yeah, if you guys ever want to chat with us, just go to the Freedom Print Lab website and you can book a call with Alex and I. He's just
Yeah.
better looking than me. I know a touch more, but he's better looking. So choose your pick.
That's amazing. Well, and that's one of the things I saw Kev Unger, he popped in earlier. He was saying something in the chat, like the experience that Kev has gotten from Freedom Print Lab, from like a customer experience and a customer service standpoint, is second to none. It is unparalleled. It's unmatched in the industry. And that's something that I know you guys, Ben, like work super, super hard at, and Alex and the rest of our support team. And that's only going to continue to get better and better and better. So super excited about that. Again, finally, for that kind of experience and that kind of care and love and sort of like hand holding is offered through our lab that is really offered nowhere else.
Can you show us the products?
Yeah, yeah, totally. So there's like I'm the first half of this, and Ben's probably sitting there like just chomping at the bit, being like, Brian, will you like shut up with the software and like let me just show these beautiful products? Because Ben's got the whole second half of this presentation where he's literally going to start like showing you the products. And I've been told that there's an interpretive dance also coming as well. So I mean, I guess we'll see about that one. But yeah, you guys are going to see the products as well. They're amazing products. Let's rifle through this, Ben, super quick. The actual like the sort of like ways to start selling prints right away, and then I'll hand the mic over to you, and you can start showing some of the products. Does that work?
Yeah, let's do it, baby.
Amazing. All right. So we've got three quick ways, sort of like from an educational standpoint, to start selling prints. The first one here, and this is something that I've been teaching for a long, long time. I know, Ben, that you advocate really strongly about this. We need to be talking about prints way before it gets to the gallery. This is a conversation I was teaching a group of newborn photographers and family photographers yesterday with another ambassador of ours, and that was a question that came up where it's like, well, I want to be able to tell clients like why they should order prints, like when I send the gallery to them. And my comment was like, yeah, that's like okay to do it that way, but I'm an advocate for educating our clients well before that comes up, because I think that if you leave it to the gallery itself to do the heavy lifting, you're maybe a little bit too far gone in the client experience. And so one of the things that sort of we have examples up here is like show products often. Show them on social, show them in your email marketing, show them on your website. Talk about products, talk about heirloom, talk about prints, talk about albums, talk about books. Show these things physically in your client meetings, as opposed to just pulling an iPad out and swiping through images. I think the more that you can make your business about printed products, heirloom products, albums, books, wall art, whatever, the more likely it is that you'll attract clients that will be seeking that. But then B, you're going to sort of make it the assumption that, when you hire Ben Adams, you're getting prints. When you hire Alex, you're getting an album. Like these are the things that are so ingrained in their brand that it's just sort of an assumption that that's who they are and that's how you're going to be enjoying your photographs. Whereas if you never talk about it, you have to do a lot more heavy lifting later on in the experience and try to get your clients to that point of thinking that way. Ben, do you have like thoughts, or do you want to add anything to that?
Yeah, absolutely. So one of the other things that has worked really well for me is you don't have to necessarily sell every print, every type of wall art that we offer. It's like find the products that resonate with you and your brand. Find the products that you actually like and you enjoy and you're going to use, and like order those for your own family and for your own walls. Like personally, one thing that I do for myself is every year we take like all of our iPhone pictures and our family pictures and we make a family album every year.
Mm,
And I post about it and I make stories about it. And like people at this point are excited to see my album every year. It's kind of like this like fun little thing that I do and people expect. And so, yeah, it's like you got to walk the walk if you actually want to start selling these things, right? Like, is it a little painful when you got to swipe your own card to like buy the things that you want your clients to buy? Yes. But it's also like there's going to be more conviction from your end of like, all right, I've done this. Here's the benefits I've had. You should do it too.
totally. Yeah, that's such a good point. I love that. Let's talk a little bit about like tooling within Sprout. Like there's incredible tools that we have built in, coupons, credits, things that you can use to help incentivize your clients to order prints. That's a great way to start offering these things into your business. Whether that is you're going to give everyone, their first 8x10 for free, or you're going to give everybody 20% off by just announcing the fact that you are now having this, amazing opportunity to give your clients these beautiful prints. So you can use incentives in Sprout in your marketing for your clients to give them credits, to give them coupons, to give them discounts, to promotion or to promo and launch the sort of like the announcement of your print lab in your business.
Yeah, I actually have a quick story to share
Yeah.
that I love telling. So my wife and I, we got married super young. And obviously we really wanted like an amazing wedding photographer. And so like 70–80% of our budget was our wedding photographer, which is great. I'm super glad. They made our wedding look way nicer than it was. And so yeah, he killed it, and we are super thankful for that. And I tell you that because we couldn't afford a honeymoon because we spent all of our money on our photographer. And my aunt felt really bad when she found out that we weren't going to have a honeymoon. And I was like, oh, no, it's all good. Like we wanted the best photographer. And she's like, you know what? I own a timeshare, and I'm going to give you guys a week in my timeshare as your wedding gift.
Wow.
And we were like blown away. We were like, oh my God, thank you. Like, we really appreciate it. Like, I remember Lacey like kind of got in my arms and like she teared up a little bit because we didn't think we were going to actually have like a real honeymoon. We were like 19 years old at the time. And so anyway, after the wedding, we leave and we get to this like resort. And I remember being like, oh my God, this place is so nice. Like it was like one of the nicest resorts we've ever been in. And we get our keys and they take us over to the concierge desk. And they sit us down, and this lady had all these pamphlets, and she was like, welcome guys, like, what are y'all doing here? And we were like, we just got married, like, we're so excited. He's like, let me help like elevate your experience. And I'm like, perfect. And so she started like sliding over these little pamphlets, like, hey, do you want the strawberries and champagne? Do you want the sunset dolphin cruise? Do you want to do yoga in the morning? And I remember looking at Lace and I was like, man, like my aunt gave us this honeymoon. Like, let's go all out on these extras. Like, let's make this super special. And so we sat there, and I remember Lacey pulled out, this is almost embarrassing, pulled out the cash, and we started like counting the cash that we got from all the cards at the wedding. And we ended up spending like $1,500 on upgrades. And like, we just justified it because we're like, all right, this was free, but like, let's do the add-ons. And so I tell you that whole story because like, that is like how albums and print can work at times. Like in my own business, every couple gets an 8x8 Freedom album with 20 pages. And then on the back end, when I meet up with them, they want this big sexy album. They want the dolphin cruise. And so there's like a lot of strategy we can help you all with of like, hey, how do you do this in your gallery? How do we do this like in person? But like sometimes just giving somebody a little something is enough to like really justify them spending a ton of money. So kind of fun little story that I like to use.
100%. I love it. So what we're hearing is Ben's going to dress up in a dolphin costume and offer that as a service.
Yeah, yeah. If you all order prints, I'll do it.
That's it. He delivers them in a dolphin costume. I love it. That's so good. Let's talk a little bit about like email marketing, right? And how that integrates with it. I know, Ben just talked a little bit about how we can actually be communicating about these things. I think really the important thing is like making sure that you're talking about these things on a regular basis. And so I think that's something that a lot of photographers often will forget to use. And, in Sprout, you can do all of your email marketing in there with filtering, with advanced sort of like people that, booked at this time or between these dates or have shoots or they're this kind of client or whatever it is. Like use that to your advantage and use your email marketing to be talking about these things. You can use it today as like a, hey, we're now offering this amazing, printed heirloom product. Like do that now. Send one bulk email, one sort of like newsletter, if you will, to announce it, but don't let it end there because a lot of photographers will do one email blast and then drop it and then sort of say, well, email marketing doesn't work. It's about consistency. It's about staying on top of it. It's about having multiple touch points. And so if you can build these things into your regular cadence where you're saying, a day after, then do this, and 3 days after, do this, and then 2 weeks after, send this email. If you have those things, whether it's for a promo like, hey, I just launched a print lab, or if it's for Mother's Day is coming up and you're going to launch this sort of campaign that leads up to it, that nurtures towards it, use email marketing as an asset in your business because it really can have such a big impact. And with that, that's enough of me talking. That's enough of Sprout talk. We all want to see the products. Everyone's like, show us the beautiful things that you guys have. So I'll pass the microphone over to Ben. I'll shut up and just chime in here and there when I need to. But Ben, take it away and show these photographers the amazing stuff we have.
Yeah, let's do it, y'all. Let's do it. Yeah, guys, like we're really, really proud and excited to show y'all what we have to offer here at Freedom Print Lab. Nicole and I and Alex and the whole team. Like I said, as photographers ourselves, we wanted to create incredible products that are going to stand the test of time, give you the marketing tools and the resources, price these things really simply to allow you guys to really kick off your print journey, right? If you haven't, if you've already kind of kicked it off or you're deep into your print journey, we're hoping to just like help elevate. And so, yeah, what I want to do, we're going to keep this pretty casual here. I want to walk you guys through a bunch of our products, show them to you. I'm going to do my best to like hold them up. I wish you could all see my surrounding right now. I literally have products all over around me right now. My area, my desk area is wild. Hannah designs albums with me. She's across from me and she like walked in and was like trying to navigate to get to her desk here. And so let's kick this off here. So the first product here that I want to show y'all is our acrylic float frame. So just a heads up, little inside information, if I may say. This right now is our #1 selling product. These things are amazing. They're just different, right? They're just different. Like your client can't go get one of these at Walmart or Walgreens or wherever else shitty printer people are using these days. Hopefully they're printing things to y'all. And so yeah, these are our acrylic floats. So let me grab one of these right here. All right, I got to figure out how to do this here. Brian, you want to go to the next page as well? All right, so these right here, they're minimalist. They have these really cool pegs on them. Let me see, how do I do this? Yeah, there we go. So we can do black, silver, gold, and then right here it's like in between a 2 or 3 inch acrylic right here. I love these things. They are like floating, so when you put them on the wall, they kind of float off a little bit. I feel like I'm on QVC right now. How am I doing, guys? Can you guys?
You sound good. It's so good. It's
All
so
right,
good.
cool. Yeah, overall though, it's just like a really unique product that I love. And like I said, it's been one of our #1 top selling. And these start at just $80. We have a different sizes. You can see from a 12 by 12 all the way up to a 30 by 42. So #1 selling product. If you don't offer these, this is one of the things I 100% recommend here. All right, let's go on.
Super quick, Ben. I'm going to throw a little shout out here. So Lauren is just saying in the chat she has her first acrylic float frame coming tomorrow and she can't wait. So here's I'm going to throw a challenge down for Lauren. When that comes in, take a picture. Like what we talked about a few minutes ago about you incorporating it into your social media strategy. Take a picture of it, unboxing, make a video of it, share it on social, and make sure you tag us because we'd love to see that.
100%. All right, so let's grab something else here. What do we got next? Acrylic prints. All right, let's scroll on to the next page here. Brian's my button clicker here. Yeah, so another product that we offer are our acrylic prints here. These are awesome because like they're very like modern and they're very vibrant. Like I love the colors on our acrylic prints here. On the back, again, they're free floating here. And so they're gonna float off the wall. You're gonna have all of the hanging options on the back just attached here so your client can get these things hung. Yeah, they just come ready to be hung. Let me kind of bring this one in a little bit closer. Yeah, I'm trying to get that glare off. How do I get that glare off? There we go. Can you all see that okay? These things are super pretty as well. A lot of our family photographers do incredibly well with the acrylic prints here. These do start at $65. So again, very, very competitive price point, all the way from like an 8 by 10 up to, a 36-inch acrylics here. Good depth on them as well. There we go. So you can see these things.
Hey, Ben, I'm just going to answer. There's a question in the chat here about Canadian versus US pricing. I know the prices that, Ben, you're sharing are US. Correct me if I'm wrong or if I'm saying the wrong thing here, but I know that for sure when you integrate your Freedom Print Lab into Sprout, you can choose Canadian or US. So you can actually just pay in Canadian dollars, which I know as a Canadian myself is like a nice thing because a lot of the times when we look at prices, we're like, oh, that's the price. And then we realize, oh, wait, that's US dollars. And as to Jen's point, like we have to add, 50% on top of that. So you can actually pay in Canadian prices and you don't have to worry about conversions and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, thanks for Brian. Every time I say a number, can you convert it off the top of your head for me?
Yeah, I got you. I'm just gonna have like a chat GPT working in the background here.
No, but these are fantastic here. One other thing I wanted to point out that I forgot is the glass-like edges. I love the edges on our acrylic prints here. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. Yeah, they look fantastic.
Can you show
All
the
right.
back, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Thanks.
Yeah. So it comes with the mount here and then the materials to actually mount it. And so it's another product that actually is gonna float off the wall. So it's not gonna be flush on the wall. All right, let's find something else cool
Now,
here.
the most popular product that I think I saw so many people at WPPI excited about, Ben, is like these round prints, man. Oh
Yeah,
my
Nicole, did
gosh.
you have something as well?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that our hardware comes with both, I think it's Robinson screws, is that correct for Canadian?
Yes.
And Phillips for America. So, well,
Love it.
United States.
It's Roberts.
Roberts, okay. I was like, you guys, we need also Phillips. I know that we're a Canadian lab, but
Yeah.
I live in Arizona. I also need a Phillips. So yeah, they come
You know
with
what's funny, Jen? I only ever call it like a Robbie, like a red Robbie or a green Robbie. I can't even think of ever calling it Robertson or Robinson. So I actually wouldn't know to correct it. I
My
just know it as
husband
Robbie.
corrects me.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Real quick, Alex Medvick, are you in here still?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hand this over to Alex. I'm gonna put him on the spot here. Alex loves our metal prints. I do too, but I've never met anybody more than Alex that loves these things, and he loves talking about them. So I'm gonna let him talk about these things real quick.
Yeah, let's do it. So, okay, Ben's holding one up. I don't need to hold up mine either, but I do. I have it right here. I always keep it close because I love them. So, metal prints, they're really, really awesome, right? So, it's like literally a sheet of aluminum. I was talking to somebody the other day and they're like, oh, is it like a metallic print? Is it metallic like finish? It's like, no, it's like literally metal, like a sheet of metal. And so there's a couple different ways that people make metal prints. Like some labs, it's it's a print mounted on metal and they put a coating on it. Others, maybe they're just throwing ink on it. We use what we call a dye sublimation process. And basically, I'm going to do this without using chemical names because I can't pronounce most of them. But basically, the way it works is we take a sheet of aluminum, right? We cut it to whatever size it's going to be. We put this special coating on it. Then we put this crazy looking transfer print on top of that, run it through a chemical process, the bunch of things I can't pronounce. Basically, the dyes in that print become a gas. They go under that layer and then like literally like fuse, they bond to the aluminum. So it's like literally like when you have this metal print, there's no paper. It is like a sheet of metal that is a print. So a couple things that are really cool about that. One, in person, it's stunning, right? Like it just looks cool. It's a really, really cool product. But then from a longevity perspective, like I seriously think that's going to outlast anything at all. Also, they're water resistant, right? Because there's no paper to warp or get moldy or something. So if you're going to put a bunch of artwork up in a bathroom, go metal. Like I literally have like metal prints in my bathroom. I like to take really long showers. It gets steamy, but like it looks perfect, honestly. So that's the gist of metal. We've all the sizes you'd want. Obviously, like Ben and Brian said, we have those spherical sizes, which are really, really cool. We can do those. I want to say it's 12-inch, 20-inch, and 30-inch diameter. Canadians, you're on the metric system, I think. Don't ask me what those convert to.
Inches are good. We're
Brian
good with
knows
inches.
that.
Yeah.
What is it?
We're good with inches. We're good.
Okay, you're good with
Yeah.
inches? Okay. But yeah, this is just a metal. I think they're fantastic. They're really cool.
Yeah, and I remember when Alex and I were working with the lab and developing some of these products, when we were working on the metals, I remember at one point, one of our lab directors looked at us and he's like, "Are you guys okay?" And we're like, "Yeah, why?" He's like, "Your guys' mouths are like open. You're like blown away right now." I'm like, "We are." Like, these are so cool. So if you don't have one of the metal prints, get one of those for yourselves. It was actually really cool. So one of my recent reveal celebrations I did with my couples, I actually had one of these sitting right back there. And my couple was like, "Oh my God, what is that thing?" And I'm like, "Oh, let me tell you." And I held this thing up and I sold a $1,400 metal print to one of my couples because it was just simply sitting back here, which was fantastic. So get one of these things. I love these things. Again, they're going to be the float on the back with the hardware included as well. All right, let's keep going here. Canvas gallery wrap. So actually, scroll on to a couple pages ahead. I want to combine this with our floating gallery wraps because they're pretty much the same thing. One has a framing around them and one doesn't. Again, like I said, let me find one. I got a little one right here. It's funny, I've got like a massive one sitting over here and I kept trying to hold it up. So I printed me a little one. So like I could actually hold these things on Zoom calls. But this right here is actually my #1 seller personally in my own brand. And I say this because like you can make whatever you want, whatever you believe in, your #1 seller. Like Alex sells a shit ton of metal prints because you heard him talk about it and he loves those things. I don't take long showers, so I don't need metal prints in my bathroom like Alex. And so I like large gallery wraps and floating gallery wraps. I prefer our floating because they're framed here. Let me kind of bring this in close. There we go. I feel like, can you see me still? So yeah, I prefer our floating gallery wraps here. These start at $95 USD. I actually grabbed a few of our options. So right now we have 2 different float options. We have a black and we have a white right here. And so depending on your brand or the type of photograph, like for me personally, like black and white images, I really like the black. I think it makes my blacks look good in my editing. While as for color, I actually tend to lean towards white for my color images. And so you have those 2 different options. Another thing that we do that I'm really proud of, to be honest, and I'll talk about this later, but any of our framed prints or our floating gallery wraps, the backing, let me kind of bring it in here. So we back everything with like a hard premium matte board. And so like no more of that paper. Actually like here, I actually have an old sample down here that I wanted to show you. So like when we were doing tests and stuff, a lot of labs will literally do paper, right? And like, look how easy that rips, right? And we didn't want that to happen with shipping or like in your client's hand. And so that was one of the first oops, don't want to drop that. First changes that we made as we were developing things. It has this hard back that just has a ton more durability. Also, one of the things that I do, which is that it? No, okay, I'll just tell you. I'll try to grab it later. So I actually, because we do the hard, I had a stamp made on Etsy. And it's like this kind of like silver ink that I use. And I stamp my logo down here on the bottom. And then there's a line underneath it. And I actually like sign it, like I autograph it. And so all of my couples, it's just like a little way that I elevate the artwork that I give to my couples. And so all of our floating gallery wraps, framed prints, our standard gallery wraps, all are gonna have that hard back with the hanging material. So I love these things personally. Like I mentioned, I've got a 60-inch one in my home, and literally when anybody walks in, that's like one of the first things that they see. To the point, my wife wanted to add a fireplace into our living room, but that one wall was the only wall in the whole house that would fit our 60-inch canvas. So I made her build the fireplace in the corner. So you know, gotta make sure that art's up on my walls. All right, let's go to the next product here. Hanging fine art prints. So this is one of my other favorite options that we have. I actually use this because they're at a lower price point as like a downsell option when my couples don't want to go crazy or maybe don't have the budget right away to go crazy. But you know, I'm always trying to get everybody to buy a 60-inch framed canvas because that's just what I like, and my couples see mine all the time. But our hanging fine art prints here. And so I actually have one hung up here behind me. These things are super cool. So this guy here. What it is we've got this these teak wood magnets here. So all it is this like magnet right here. And then this is gonna be really hard to do, but you just push them together here and it clamps just like that. And we use our fine art rag paper. This stuff is so pretty. And so I actually gift one of these away every time any of my couples buy a wedding album. Because again, wedding albums, they can take a few weeks to come in, whilst this, is going to come in super fast. And so I always let them know. I actually asked them what their favorite image was, and then I surprise them, and this shows up within like 2 or 3 days to their door, and they're like, "Oh my God, Ben, this is amazing!" One of the other perks as well. I'm not like a family photographer or anything, but one of the ways I've actually educated and coached on this is you could sell this to one of your couples and then like replace just the print as needed, which is really nice. Like I even know me as a father, and I've got 2 little ones that are 4 and 6. And it's like every year they grow up so much. And, sometimes we'll look at our wall and we're like, "Oh my God, they look so little." And Lacey's like, "That was a year ago." And I'm like, "We need to update that." And so this is a great low cost product. Again, that is very unique. I actually just talked to a senior photographer that loves these things for senior photography. But yeah, I love these. They're unique, low cost point. And so we start at a 12 by 12 and go all the way up to like a 20 by 30 on these guys. So really
I
like
do want to say too, also Ben, that it comes with a really cute little decorative nail. So rather than just like an ugly nail that you hang the string on, it's a really cute, it has like a little groove on it and the string sits inside and it's just very aesthetic. And fun fact, when Ryan and I were developing these one night in Canada, I had some at my house in Arizona and we wanted to see how like durable they were on the walls and like if you'd walk by, you know, are the magnets strong enough, all these things. So I had my 16-year-old daughter, we were on FaceTime, and I have video proof to show you guys. We had her throw shoes at the wall to see if the teak wood would like fall apart. It took 7 tries for the magnets to come off the wall. So just know they're very durable. My 16-year-old can attest to that.
Her 16-year-old plays volleyball, so she's like a strong
Yeah.
16-year-old. Like it's not just like, oh, like a little gentle toss. Like, yeah.
Should I throw my slipper at it and see what happens?
No, don't. This is gonna fall right now. You watch.
Actually, so there was like this nail that was up there from this brick wall that got exposed when we renovated this building. And so I didn't even put this nail in. It's like super sketchy, but it hasn't fallen yet. And it looks good right there. So I am not going to throw my shoe at it. It is not the hardware that comes included.
Yeah. Angela, to answer your question, no, it does not swing. So part of our videos that my daughter did is like, I'm like, okay, now walk by fast. Now like swing your arms and like flip your hair. I want to see like if wind and stuff could actually, like our R&D process, you guys, is very technical. So yeah, no, I do not think it's going to swing. I have 3 in my house right now, and they're beautiful. They lay flat. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, and Alex mentioned something in the comments if you didn't see kind of my point, like a 12 by 12 fine art G clay print is only 15 bucks. And so it's like one of those things where like you can do a ton of surprise and delight with your clients. Again, it's just like a low price point, unique product that gets people excited. And so I really like these things. They're cool. They're super cool. All right, let's keep going here. So the last thing here is our framed prints. So these things are fantastic. Just a heads up, all of our framing. Oh, let me grab those are the other framings. Give me a second. They're over here. Here we go. I feel like I should be like standing and have a desk to show y'all. Maybe I'll do that next time. All of our frames are made in Italy, so super high quality. They're going to last the test of time. This one right here is my personal favorite. It's called Barnwood. Let me kind of, actually, Brian, you want to scroll over 2 pages to kind of show up the molding, and I'll probably go back here. You have one more, buddy? There we go. So this one here is Barnwood. It actually feels like very like restoration hardware-esque. Love this thing. I actually just got one of these in of my family like 2 weeks ago. So this is fantastic. We've got white, maple, chestnut. Another one of my other favorites. I like this kind of like more modern sleek design. So we have a gold and black in these here. This one here is the black, and then there we go. This one here is the gold as well. All right, so let me kind of keep some of these up. Aged white, really like this one. This one has a little bit of a texture to it. And just a heads up too, I know this is really hard for me to show these. We do sell the frame, just the frame corners as well. So if you're like, hey Ben, I can't see these things, but I know I want to sell them, just hit up me or Alex and we can send you the link and you can purchase just the frame corners so that you can have all of these and like actually hold and show these to your clients. Brian, you want to go back a page here? There we go. Yeah, so a little bit more about our frame prints. So we have 10 different molding options. Like each frame has 4 to 5 different print size and matting options. These start at just $69 USD, which is fantastic. We use a glare resistant acrylic. so that like it's not going to have that glaring element to it, you know, with the sun shooting through. So they're always going to look good. Again, with the hardware is going to come included, and it's all going to have that hard backing. So like I mentioned, I do stamp all of these personally, sign them, the Ben Adams autograph. Maybe it'll be worth more someday. Probably not. But again, it's like a way that my couples are like, oh, that's so cool. For me, with my frame prints, I actually don't ship my frame prints. I ship them to me first. I stamp them, and then I actually write a handwritten thank you card. And so that's just like what I do personally in my own brand. The mat boards are really nice. It's something that we worked hard on to make sure we have a mat board that is a high-end museum quality that's not going to fade. I know if you go cheap with mats, because I've done it before, they can fade over time. Actually, I had an artist, this was probably 10, 11 years ago. I photographed a wedding in Guatemala, and I bought art from a street artist. And at that time, I just took it to Hobby Lobby and had them frame and mat it. And like a year or so ago, I was looking at it, and like that matting was starting to turn yellow a little bit. And like, that's what we don't want to have happen for your clients. So yeah, that's what I got for frame prints. All right. Any other questions or anything here? I feel like I've been talking for a long time and rambling and holding things up. Yeah, anything else to add, Nicole or Brian?
I will say that this slide right here, what it says is basically all inclusive of all our pricing. So a lot of other labs, they will charge you for the print, and then they'll charge you for the molding of your choice. Then you have to add on the mat, add on the glass or the acrylic, and before you know it, that price just starts adding up and up. With us, all of our moldings are the same price. So you choose the frame size, and then you choose the print that's available in that frame size. We have 4 to 5 different options within each frame size. And then that price includes the matting, it includes the acrylic, it includes the hanging hardware, the backing, the, what did I miss? The shipping, like all of that with sort of order. But it's the price you see is your end price. So you don't have to worry about the cost of adding up once you add on the extra features that you need for a frame print. You need an acrylic, you need a mat if you don't go full bleed. So keep that in mind as you're looking at our pricing. Everything's included.
Yeah, yeah. Keep it simple. That's what we're all about. All right, let's transition into some albums. Who offers albums? Say something down in the comments if you offer albums. Really curious. Like I mentioned, I'm known as Ben Albums to one of my friends' children's, if that gives you a hint. Let's see. Yeah, I offer them, rarely sell them. Yes, the albums. Yes, albums, baby. Let's go. Love it, love it, love it.
Ben, can I jump in for a second?
Absolutely, Emily.
There was something in the chat. Somebody was asking about drop shipping. I think it was Luis, drop shipping to Mexico. I just want to clarify. I think he was talking specifically about samples versus us actually shipping to clients, because I know that we can only ship to clients from Freedom Print Lab right now to Canada and the US, but samples, I believe we can send anywhere for a flat rate of 20 bucks, I believe.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is that all correct?
We can get you what you need, Luis. I'll text you after this, buddy. I'll hook you up and kind of talk through some solutions that we can do for you in Mexico to make that happen for you.
I just wanted to make sure we were all on the same page. Thank you.
I appreciate it. I'm trying to keep up with chat here and talk. So.
Oh yeah, it's impossible.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Well, guys, I want to talk a little bit about albums. Albums is where my heart is. I can confidently say I've shot between 350 and 400 weddings in my career, and I can tell you that I've got over 300 of these sitting out in my couples in their living rooms, on their shelves, in their home. Like it's like the thing that keeps me going. And so I want to kind of show you some of our albums here. This one here is one of my favorites. Talk to you about like our all-inclusive pricing. I know albums can be really overwhelming, and we wanted to take that away. And we want to give you the confidence to actually start selling these things and showing these things, right? And so the first thing is just like Nicole talked about with the prints, with albums, we are all-inclusive. Right. And so what does that actually mean? So an all-inclusive standard album for Freedom is going to include 10 spreads, Our thick spreads are our standard. We do have a thin page as well, but our thick is what we consider our standard. Like we want you and your clients to have the best of the best. We use a Fujifilm luster paper. It is beautiful. It prints very on par with like your editing approach. It's very consistent paper. So if like you edit dark and moody or bright and airy, we've done a ton of testing and it's going to print to like whatever your editing approach is, what your export actually looked like. Any sort of cameos, standard embossings, like laser engravings, like it's always hard to show on here, but yeah, there we go. Like a laser engraving is all free. It's all part of our inclusive pricing. We do have a standard presentation box. Let me grab one of these here. So this here is our craft box. And what I do, let me see if I can have one here. I've got one with my logo. I stamp my logo on it. I don't know. It's somewhere around here. I really got to send you all a picture after this of my office right now. Yeah, it's kind of embarrassing. But yeah, so like I stamp. Oh yeah, there we go. That will work. Thank you, Hannah. So this is the Freedom logo. But that's yeah. So but I stamp my logo on all of my boxes that go to my clients. And then again, we do the free shipping and drop shipping as well. So one of the reasons we did this, right, is even though everything is all inclusive, we don't necessarily recommend that you give all of these inclusive items to your clients for free, right? If you want to, sure, but like the reason we did this is because this is the tools that we're giving you to actually like to like have your couples upgrade to a cameo or upgrade to standard embossing or laser engraving, and then you get to actually put 100% of that profit into your pocket. And so that was our mindset behind this. Again, giving you guys the tools to sell these things. And I even know with my previous album provider that I used for a while, like as I was selling, I was like constantly trying to run numbers in my head. I'm like, all right, if they do embossing, it's going to cost me this, or if they want this, it's going to cost me X, Y, and Z. And it made it really overwhelming for me to sell albums. And so that's why we just like really simplified the process of selling albums for y'all by doing the all-inclusive pricing. So an 8x8 Freedom all-inclusive album shipped out the door in your client's hand starts at just $199. A 10x10 is $249, and a 12x12 is $299. I can confidently say our albums, the highest quality you can get at this price point. Like there is nothing that is going to compare price point to quality with what we're up to. Another thing we did to keep things super simple is additional spreads. Like I mentioned, my previous album company, it's like they had different price points for different spreads, but then also depend on like different like papers and like it depended on how many spreads you were going to order. And it's like the more spreads you ordered, like the less they got. Again, overwhelming, like wild. And so what we made it very simple. An 8-inch album is just $8 a spread. A 10-inch album is $10 a spread, and a 12-inch is just $12 a spread. So you can do that math very simple as you're communicating to your clients. Another thing that we did as well that we're really proud of is our parent pricing. And so you can actually order duplicate albums. We offer 1, 2, and 4 duplicate albums. One of the things that I do is after every wedding that I photograph, I actually use albums as a marketing tool. And so I will send the planner and the wedding venue an album as well. And so I've got albums all over Columbus, Ohio right now, Freedom albums from this last year. And I'm getting leads all the time because like people are like holding my albums. And the venue's like, oh yeah, Ben Adams photographed that. And they're like, all right, who's Ben Adams? I need this, bro, at my wedding. And so you can use that as a marketing tool. And our duplicate parent albums are really affordable. So that's what I got. Actually, here, let me show you a few more. So to kind of give you an idea, this here is like one of our cameos here. So this is a cameo. We do a bunch of really cool custom engraving, or I'm sorry, custom embossing as well. Our designer, Liam, if you go to order one of our albums, if you click embossing, there's like a little drop down that says, check out our Canva templates. And you can go in there and you see all of these like really pretty templates like this. And you can add these on. What I personally do, I went through all of them and I chose my favorite 5. And so I let my couples choose out of the 5 that I like and that represent kind of like what my couples, you know, what their preferences are. So there's kind of an idea. Again, you'll get an idea here of our thickness. Our albums are super thick. One thing too, we're really big on first impressions. So whether you have an 8x8 or a 12x12 album, our thick covers are incredible. How do I show y'all? There we go. You can kind of see here. They're super thick. Like that first impression is huge, and we want your client to be blown away as they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars with you guys on albums here. Yeah, this one here, driftwood. This is actually our #1 selling leather right here. It's absolutely incredible. I love this one. This is probably the #1 album I sell within my own business. Here's an idea of like an 8x8. So, and then again, you'll see the custom embossing in gold. You can do like gold and silver, black. You can get really creative. We have a ton of different options. And again, if you all want to hop on the calls with Alex and I, we're more than welcome to like walk you through all the options and even like help you identify like what options you do want to offer and how you should price these things. And if like we've helped a lot of people actually build like pricing guides, like actually how to sell albums and use the benefit of our all-inclusive pricing to like put more profit into your pocket. So that's what
And
I
also
got for y'all.
to Ben, something to know is once you create a custom plate for your logo, or maybe it's, something to your brand, we only charge you one time for that custom plate. So you can get free custom embossing with that same plate over and over again, which is a huge savings too. So a lot of our photographers do like what Ben said, their logo on their boxes. You only pay for that one time.
Yeah, that's amazing. And another thing that we just had a photographer do where they took one of our custom embossing and they shoot like mountain weddings out in Colorado. And they made this like, and it's kind of like part of their logo, this like little custom mountain. And so like there's a sexy like little mountain and then they put their couple's name underneath it. So, and again, they just like made it in Canva and sent it over and we printed it. And so all of their couples get the same like custom embossing with this mountain on it. And it's awesome. So those are all things that we can help and guide you all through.
Oh, I will mention one thing too. On the Freedom Print Lab site, so not ordering through Sprout, if you order through freedomprintlab.io, which is, it's the same guarantee, but we can track it on our site. Anyways, you place an order, we guarantee that we will ship your album order within 10 working days. And if it is late, I cannot talk today, we will credit you that order. It'll be free and we will pay for it. So we stand behind our 10 working day guarantee shipping time.
Yeah, I love that. My previous album provider didn't have any sort of guarantee. And it got frustrating at times where I'd sell a $3,000 album and I'd tell my couple, hey, you can expect this in 2 to 3 weeks. And then it would show up at week 7. And then like, I felt like a jerk and like, I would like have to order something and give them something. And so we just wanted to make sure that didn't happen. And so, yeah, between our all-inclusive pricing, our 10-day guarantee, our free shipping, our free drop shipping, our competitive price points, yeah, like y'all got to get one of these in your hands. Go make an album for yourself. And you'll see, and you're gonna be blown away.
And coming to Sprout soon. I know I've seen a ton of comments like, why can't I do lab fulfillment through my Sprout galleries? Because it's a bigger build, because we want it to be the best, and because we didn't want to rush it. So it is coming. That is our hope. But it's going to be an overhaul on a lot of other things that will make the UI and that whole process better. So bear with us. If you want albums, go to freedomprintlab.io, and for everything else, wall art prints, you can do in your Sprout galleries.
Yeah. One other cool thing too with Freedom Print Lab, when you're ordering albums, we have the absolute best, and I can 100% stand on this, ordering system. It is all interactive. It's a single page ordering system. So as you choose colors and you add in your embossing, you like watch your album being built as you scroll on through. It takes me under 5 minutes to order an album. One of my most recent albums I ordered, actually like set my stopwatch on my phone, and it was like 3 minutes and I think 14 seconds, 14 or 24, somewhere there, seconds to like order an actual album, which is fantastic. So we wanted to make that process easy for you guys. And like I mentioned, go to freedomprintlab.io. At the top, you can book a call with Alex and I. We'll walk you all through this, show you the ordering system, show you the options, we have some really cool deals with sample albums that we can get sample albums in your hands. We'll make sure we take care of y'all. Cool. We'll send it back to you, Brian. We hear Brian now.
It's like, oh, I know. It's like Brian gets to talk about software and Ben gets to show all the sexy product stuff off. It's like not fair. Um, as you guys can see, one of the things I've been kind of monitoring the comments, I think what's really cool is like everyone is really excited. I know I've heard this like time and time again and talking with so many photographers at WPPI. Photographers love how simple this whole process has now become, and that's where I was saying like it was time that finally this whole process could become a lot more simple. The pricing is simpler, the choices are simpler, the shipping is simpler. Like, all of these things have just been made simpler. And Kev mentioned earlier, and I've seen a lot of comments about how amazing the customer experience has been. And you can see it with Ben here. Alex is in the chat. Our support team is involved as well. So one of the biggest benefits of using Freedom Print Lab as a Sprout user or using Sprout as a Freedom customer and kind of having these companies mesh together and work together is that you're getting the same support team, the same infrastructure, the same values, the same beliefs. It's all together. So our support team is there helping you for your print products and vice versa. So it's all together. It's all in one place. So it just, again, means that you go in to one chat, you send a message into, Andrew on support or Sarah or anyone, and you're like, hey, like, here's a question about like, how do I, book this client in Sprout? Oh, while I have you, like, do you know where this album is at? Like, you can be chatting with them and talking about the same thing or about two different things with the same team. And so there's a huge benefit just from a workflow standpoint from you. You don't have to worry about emails to this company for this lab and emails to this company for your CRM and chatting with this company for your galleries. Everything is in one place from a support standpoint. So there's a huge benefit to you as well for that. Okay, with that, Nicole's like, let's go. Let's go with the giveaways. And Nicole can get her coffee back infused into her IV system there. I guess who's in the comments below, I guess my question for you, Ben, maybe you have another comment or question that you want to add. But for anyone that's currently either not in Sprout, tell me if you're ready to go in Sprout. And if you are in Sprout and not using Freedom Print Lab, let us know, like, what are you doing? What's the next step for you in terms of getting in and jumping in? Does that mean that you're going to be getting your price list set up if you haven't already? Does it mean that you're going to be ordering some samples? Does it mean that you're going to be scheduling a call with Ben and Alex? Would love to hear sort of like commit to something. What's your next step? What are you doing next to commit to get going to get started? Would love just to see that, seeing some comments come through here. This is amazing. So super pumped for you guys. You're putting it out there. You're committing to it. You're putting pen to paper or fingers to keyboard, whatever that means. And you're committing to something next step. So super pumped for you guys for that. I love it. Nicole, you ready?
I'm ready, yes.
Okay.
I had to do are you ready to jump in? Because Ben sent us that photo from WPPI. I thought it was hilarious. And I was like, I can't find a GIF to jump in. So that was it. This slide right here, if you guys make any price list in your Sprout galleries, have a fulfilled print from Freedom Print Lab, you convert your current WHDC price list to Freedom Print Lab, or if you add wall art or prints or anything, we will automatically give you a $50 credit on your Sprout account. It will show your balance at the top. You can use that on clients' orders that they are placing, and then you get the profit, or you can use it for yourself. You can create yourself a coupon in your orders and get some stuff for your own photos or wherever you want. But that will be available, I think for another like week or so. I don't have a cutoff date on it yet, but anyone that does a price list conversion to Freedom Print Lab, you automatically get $50. So go do that today. Giveaway time. No, this one. People are like, I want samples. So this is what we gave away, our show special WPPI. We decided to offer it for this webinar only. You can choose any 3 of our products: wall art, albums, our frame prints, any 3 on freedomprintlab.io for $300. There is 2 fine prints up to a $600 value. And if you're not sure what you should use for that, book a call with us. We'll help you determine the best bang for your buck. A lot of our clients that have already ordered this did like 1 10x10 album and then a really large canvas gallery wrap. So they got 2 bigger items instead of 3 entry level. Lots of different options to go there. But if you're interested in this offer, scan the QR code. It will take you to a payment link you can check out. You'll get an email and it will say register for an account if you've not already have a Freedom account, and you'll get a coupon code to place the order. So I cannot say enough good things about this deal. It's the best way to sample our products for really low investment. And you can kind of pick and choose what you want to offer to your clients.
Yeah, and like
So
Nicole said, just to reiterate, like, pick this up and then just go schedule a call with Alex and I, and we'll help you. We'll figure it out with you. We'll ask some really good questions that help you identify what products you should be offering, what you think or what we think would sell best in your business and in your niche. We talk to hundreds of photographers all the time and have a ton of insight. So don't do this alone. That's like the last thing we want is you to do this alone and try to figure this out. Like, let us help you, let us guide you. Yeah, we're friendly, I swear.
yes, Terry, same code as the WPPI cards. It goes to the same place.
Yeah.
And I think I saw one other, oh no, it's not for sample products. So our sample albums, we do have a sample album discount code that we offer all year long, which will show the sample stamp on the back of albums. But no, these are not samples. These are just any of our products for this deal. So don't worry about there being a sample mark on any of them. Okay, I think that was all the questions on that QR code.
Yep. One other thing too. So we also have a group that's called Freedom Print Lab VIPs. If somebody could drop that link, Alex, if you can drop that link in there, it's just a group where we answer a lot of like the print centric questions. Actually, nobody knows this yet, but next Wednesday, Alex and I are launching a little surprise, and I'm not going to say much more than that. But every Wednesday, there's going to be a little gathering with Alex and I, Wednesdays at noon. And so, yeah, there you go. Go join that group. We give a ton of value away. We do giveaways, answer questions. But yeah, join that group. Come hang out with Alex and I.
Amazing. Thanks, guys, so much. I'm glad that you were able to learn some things, learn about some Freedom Print Lab. Wow, I need sleep and water. Freedom products. Go change your price list, get us set up on your galleries, and enjoy your $50 credit. Don't forget that, because that won't be around forever. So go convert your price list. And if you have any questions, our support team, all of us here are happy to help in any way possible.
Amazing.
Love you
Bye,
all.
everyone.
Thank you.
Bye,
Thanks for
guys.
hanging out.